How's it, guys? Welcome back to 633RC. Today we've got a much anticipated unboxing or review of the LC80 from FMS. It's a 1:10 scale rig. I've been waiting quite a while for this. It came a little bit late to South Africa. Nonetheless, I know there's a few reviews already out on it, but we're going to do an unboxing. I don't have the traditional unboxing, or at least we're not doing a traditional unboxing. The actual box got damaged in transit, so had to first thing, open it up and make sure the rig is fine, didn't get any damage to the rig itself, and it was fine, luckily. So let's continue. It is a 1:10 scale rig, 325mm wheelbase. It is a brass rig. We'll get into the electronics a little bit later on when I take off the shell. Let's first have a look at what it looks like. So it is a real looker. Really nice suspension, very plush. It doesn't just unload, very plush, very smooth. You can see it comes with the original stock bumper. There is a ARB off-road bumper or adventure bumper included. As you can see, so that will obviously go on the front there. We'll fit that later on and see how that looks. With the bumper you get a package with your yellow, that faded yellow or yellow spots, the lenses with the light buckets, the covers for the spots themselves. There is a cap included there as well for your driver on the inside. Wheel wrench and Allen keys. I'm assuming those Allen keys would be to fit the little screws, etc., for the light buckets. You also get a sticker kit. You've got your license plates, and then you've got a bunch of white aftermarket stickers that you can put on the car. Obviously the body is a dark color, so those it makes sense that they're white. That's going to look lekker on there. And then you have your menu as well. Menu is a typical exploded diagram, full menu, very detailed. Comes with the part numbers as well as instructions, and then as you can see you've got an exploded diagram showing everything that you need to get. So let's turn it this way, have a look there. So that sticker scheme, that's one of the reasons I opted for the brushed edition over the brushless. The brushless only was released after this one, but I'm glad I decided on this one. I quite like that TRD stickers with the color scheme that they've opted for. Really nice interior. There's a lot of detail on this body, molded plastic pieces. So if we start, you have the mirrors. They are not foldable, but they do have actual little mirror pieces in there, reflect. We've got those nice the door molded pieces. We've got the roof rack. It's got quite a bit of space in it. It has a little bit of depth to it as well. We've got the nice spots on the top that actually do work. They do switch on and off. If we look, we've got the wipers on the windows, the snorkel. We've got the molded fenders. Then we've got the bumper, obviously the stock bumper that's on there, and then at the rear we've got a really nice adventure ladder at the back with your typical bumper. Only thing that I think I might have mentioned in my previous video on the FCX10 K5, the Blazer, is this mount for the trailer, for the tow bar. That doesn't work. It always gets hooked, so I'm assuming when we review this is probably going to hook as well. If they had slotted it into the middle of the bumper, that would have been better, because this tends to hook. So I just Dremel it on the inside to make it a bit smoother so it doesn't hook as easily. But yes, that I can already see will probably end up being a point of frustration for myself, at least. It does come with a light kit. Again, when we take off the body, I'll show you what that looks like. We'll add a battery and then test it out. Just having a look at it now, this suspension is really, out of the box. You don't find a lot of ready-to-run rigs out of the box where there's proper oil in the shocks and they're dialed. These shocks are insane. So if you look at, if I it just sags down ever so slightly, and then if I push it down, it doesn't just unload. It's a very slow release. Same with pushing it to the side, to either side. It's very slow and very controlled. I do like how these shocks perform, and I think they're going to be really nice on the trail. And this is primarily a trail rig and then a crawler, not primarily a crawler. But yeah, it really feels really nice. I do like the way this reacts. Another big plus, and a lot of the other companies can learn from FMS in terms of the fixing their bodies and how they clip on and off. So what they've done is they've got a turn knob there, you can see it there, and that basically just if I can get to it, it just turns, and then the body is now loose, and that's it. So it basically clips in, and then you just turn, and there it's loose. It's almost like opening your bonnet on your car. You just pull a lever and it's loose. Same on the rear. So the rear, you just have to pull a bit, but then it comes off, and that's it. That's how easy it is to get the body off. And there you can see you've got the typical magnet mounts that FMS is famous for on their rigs, so that your light kit doesn't work with wiring, but it's got those cables. So you don't have the problem when you're pulling out wires and tearing off wires when you pull off the body by accident. The light kit is for the front and rear. They've got brake lights. They do not seem to have reverse. So they've got, if I look at the LEDs in there, they've basically got, it's brake and indicators, but no reverse lights. But there is a reverse light lens. I'm just not sure if we would be able to insert a separate light into it. I'll have to check that. There is it does seem like there is an open slot possibly. We'll have to look into that. But putting the body aside, let's have a look at the interior. So, interior, we've got a new combo ESC receiver. It is a 6-channel receiver. And obviously you've got power that goes back to the magnets to power the LED light kit. We do have a 32 turn 550 can motor. So the FCX10 K5, which has portal axles, had I think if I remember correctly, a 20 or 21 turn motor. So obviously with this not having portal axles and having straight axles, they had to reduce the gearing, and they did that by opting for a higher turn motor, the 32 turn 550 can motor. You have a servo on this side, a micro servo for the 2-speed gearbox, and then everything's very neat. I mean, that's another thing I have to commend FMS, is the way they lay out their chassis. The wiring is always very neat. It's tucked away, it just looks good. We've got rock sliders here, plastic rock sliders. They are quite rigid. Sure, they'll work well. We've got nice end fenders to keep out the dirt out of the chassis. There you can see the body clip system. It's basically little tabs that contract, they pull back. The shocks, again, as I said, it is a dual shock. 2 springs on it, so it is a dual shock. And then tires feel good. They actually they're quite squishy. They feel like they're going to be good. It's a take off a Super Swamper tire. It's obviously not an exact replica, but it is similar to a Super Swamper. They are glued, unfortunately. If you want to reuse these tires, because they are quite nice, you would have to, there's various methods online to take tires off glued wheels. You could do that. Knowing most guys, they will probably end up putting on new beadlock rims, maybe a heavier rim with a nice tire. But these tires are nice, so I'm going to run them as is when we do a running review. We're going to put a battery in just now. We're going to test out the light kit and see how that works. Let's just have a look at the chassis. So you have a look at the chassis. We obviously have our prop shafts. They are composite in the middle, but they are metal ends. And I never had an issue with these prop shafts on the FCX10 K5. It's the same prop shafts. Diffs are very similar to the K5 portal axles, apart from the fact that they don't have actual portals. And if you look at what they look like, it's basically the same as the K5. Nice looking axle, beefy. Everything on it seems good. It's a servo on axle. So for the scale guys, that's probably not ideal. And if you're going to be doing comps, so you are going to get points deducted for that. But it does add to the performance, having nice low down weight and the servo being on the axle itself. We've got a battery in there. We're going to check out the light kit. while I was at it, I put on that Overland Adventure bumper. How cool does that look? Love the fact that they've added the spots. Haven't got LEDs in there yet. That will be my next to do. But yeah, I think it looks really good. Gives it a nice adventure feel. So let's have a look at those LEDs. The light kit, I'm going to put it at an angle, otherwise it's going to create a lens flare on the camera. So see there, we've got on a channel there, that switch knob, switch that on, and we've got that real nostalgic old school globe effect. Not LEDs, but globes, like that faded yellow look. I love the attention to detail that FMS has gone to put in these faded yellow lights as opposed to white LEDs. These cars didn't come out with LEDs or xenon headlights. They came out with globes, and this is what they looked like. So that's perfect. I love that they've done that. It just adds to the old nostalgic cruiser feel and look. They look really good. They're quite bright. You'll see there. Turn them away again. I'm going to switch them off so you can see the indicators. You can see. Let's turn it around so you can see the back. And then we don't have running tail lights, we've got reverse or brake lights. We don't have reverse, we just got brake lights. I'm sure we can mod that with the wiring to either have permanent running day running lights at the rear, and then yeah, I didn't check, I can't remember seeing a light bucket for the reverse lights, but I'm sure that's something as well that can be modded, that we have reverse lights come on as opposed to the brake lights. We'll have to see. Another thing that's quite nice about the light kit in this car is the fact that they separated the light kit module from the ESC receiver combo. So on the FCX10K5, it was integrated into the receiver. So if you wanted to put in a fusion motor as an example, you lost the light kit, you wouldn't be able to use it. On this, they went and separated it. So at the back in the roof, at the bottom here, they've actually got the separate light kit unit module, and that just connects to power on your receiver. So if you want to put in a fusion or any other motor ESC combo, you would still be able to use the light kit. I love the fact that they've done that. It just adds to the value of this rig. It's something that I've realized there's a few brands, Hobby Plus, FMS, Muse Racing, some of the brands that I carry, I've noticed that they actually listen to the customers. So if there's something that the customers are not happy about, or that they've got some critique about, they actually listen, and then they make a plan. They change that. Same thing with the wheel fenders. There was a problem with these fenders in the way they looked, and FMS went, and on their next batch they changed it. So it's great to see that they are actually listening to the customers. It's something that I have to unfortunately say, there's much bigger companies, I'm not going to name them, but that have been in the market for so long, and there's blatant issues with some of their rigs, and they simply do not care what the customer says. They just keep on producing, and it is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, that said, I'm very amped to take this rig out on the trail. I think it's going to be a nice performing rig. Looking at the suspension, only time will tell. But in general, the fact that it's got straight axles, the fact that it's got all of these scale bits on it, it just makes it a really nice rig for that purpose. It is primarily a trail truck, and then it can crawl as well, but it is not primarily a crawler. I think that obviously with some modifications you can make it a lot more capable, adding some different wheels and rims, etc. I'm sure there's going to be some upgrades that they're going to be bringing out, maybe some brass upgrades. We'll see, only time will tell. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, it does help the channel, and I'll check you on the next one. Cheers, bye.